Hey, what's going on, guys? Blaze here. Today we are gonna go clean my dog truck. It's like very dirty. I don't know why I called it dog truck. It is what it is. And also I am going to give you a few updates. I know my last video was of me buying this truck, but that was a couple years ago, so I'm gonna go give some, like, 2 years later updates on, how the truck's been holding up and what all I've had to do. But until then, she needs a bath. I left her running to warm up. I know I need to take my trailer off. I'm not going to wash it. A lot easier to get around. Bobtail. So, yeah, let me do that. Unfortunately, I got to keep my windows down because my AC is not working. That's one thing, getting a jump start into 2 years later. Here's my problems. Yeah, that's one thing that I need to fix. I took it up to my mechanic, and he said that there was nothing wrong with my system. It was only out of Freon, or R134A or whatever. A few months ago, I had a condenser, not my condenser, but my rear heater core replaced, and my AC hasn't worked since. I don't think that messing with the heater core is going to do anything with the coolant, the refrigerant. They shouldn't be touching that. There shouldn't be a reason why it's empty. However, like I said, that was a couple months ago, 3 or 4 months ago. And, yep. The wind is just going to go all over my camera. So it shouldn't be that low. This thing takes a little over 4 pounds of pressure to be fully charged, and he said it was totally bone dry, but when he tested the system, he said that there are no leaks. I called my mechanic at my shop, at my company, and he said that if that's the case, there is a chance that using vacuum to test the lines, which is what my mechanic here in Texas did, that there is a chance that it could, like, the vacuum pressure suck in a gasket or something to seal off a leak and come back up a non-leaking system. So I'm thinking that might be what happened. Until then, I just need to keep bottles of R134A, keep charging the system. I've been off for a couple days, so I haven't done it. That's why it's not working now. I would stop by Walmart on the way out to the truck wash, but I don't want to do all that in my truck. This local Walmart here has been real picky about trucks. When I first moved out here, there were a lot of trucks that parked at Walmart, and now they kind of cracked down on them, so I'm not going to do all that. Well, here it is. It's only been like a mile from the last clip, but I couldn't take it no more. I had to get some of the good stuff. Unclip that. Another thing I need to fix is this is like so loose, it's not even. And this is torn off. The thing is this assembly, it's this whole assembly here that comes in one piece that I probably have to replace the whole thing. So let me put this all the way high, all the way cold, all the way face, AC on. It says it's filled. I'm gonna put it all the way up to like the yellow. The compressor clutch is spinning, so I mean that's not the problem. Ooh, that can is cold. Let's see if that's good. Woo. Okay, maybe it might be something a little bit more. Well, I don't want to put more in. Maybe I should fill it up to the yellow, because it is a little bit, well, I mean, not really. See, like that's not even. Maybe once I get the RPMs up and start moving and stuff, it'll get better. I don't know. The only problem is it may be a week before I end up getting up to a good place that I plan on. It feels like it's getting a little colder though. Let me roll my windows up just to see. Because if this is the case, then I could just buy a bunch of them R134 cans and keep recharging it until I get to where I can get it fixed. Well, it does feel significantly cooler. I've had my windows up since I was with y'all a second ago. But it's not winning any awards. It's not like it's freezing as I want it to be. So I'm wondering if maybe I should have gone into the yellow or not. I don't know. Just having cans on me and keeping it charged will probably get me by until anyways, the video. This is going to be part of, 2 years later, what's up with the truck, and, what's up with my current situation. So, the company that I'd mentioned as I was going to go pick up my truck, I worked with them for, I'd say about a year. No, a little less than a year. It was real good. I enjoyed working with them. They were out of Sacramento, California. The problem is, like, every time I got out to Sacramento, for one, everything is crazy expensive. For two, including fuel. For two, usually when I leave that area, I end up having to deadhead. I usually having to deadhead into Phoenix to catch a load. And that is not optimal, knowing that there's deadhead every time I go to my company. I say that, but the company I'm with now is the same situation, but they're even more remote. So the company I'm with now, they are essentially Wisconsin, Upper Peninsula, Michigan, like right up on the border. The address is a Michigan address, whereas the decal on the side of my truck has a Wisconsin city on it. It's right there on the border. It's hard as hell to get up there. If I get up there, loads into Wisconsin, the best I can do, loads into Wisconsin don't pay that well. Loads into Minneapolis, Minnesota, those are probably my best bet, but that still leaves me like 6 hours away from the shop. Coming from there is a spot that almost every time I go up there, I end up catching a load out of. It's about a couple hours north from my shop into UP. It's lumber, no tarps. It's crap pay, but it gets me out of the little crevice of the country where no highway arteries go through and not much action is happening. It gets me out of that area down into some better areas. My company is self-dispatch, so I book my own loads. I use a load board. Pretty much my favorite load board to use is Truck Stop, because there's so many ways, there's so many filters that I can apply to find pretty much exactly what I need. The only problem is I'm essentially on load boards as opposed to on some kind of dedicated freight. This ain't too bad, it's just not what I want it to be. I know I could probably get more per mile running a dedicated agreement. I'm just not sure how cohesive that is with my company, because they mainly deal in working with brokers. But I'm pretty sure something can get worked out. But like, I'm not a people person. I got into a truck to be by myself. Yes, I engage as much as I need to get the things that I need to, but like going out and trying to find my own like dedicated freight. It's, first off, I don't know how to do it. Second, like, I don't really have the time or the motivation to do it, because like I can just look on the board. I can, from my bedroom, look on the board, call a phone number. I got a couple of brokers that I use on a regular, so that is a plus. That you know, sometimes I had one that just called me to find out where I am, but I do see the same brokers over the course of some time that I'm starting to grow a little bit of a relationship with. But in the end, it's just it's a broker carrier relationship. But and right now things are funny. With the way fuel is skyrocketing, and rates are going up a bit, but not at the rate the fuel is going up, from my experience. But anyways, so I book my own loads. Generally what I try to do is the same thing I'm doing now. Try to drop off in Texas area around the house. Try to drop it off Friday and pick up a load, and it's green, so why aren't we going? Pick up a load Friday, and I generally stay within like a 6-state region. And it's a little bit more than 6 states, but I usually stay like Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, and then I also like to do some southeast into like Alabama, Louisiana, Mississippi. I usually try to every Friday pick up a load to where I can go home, do my reset on Saturday, and then Sunday run and deliver Monday. It's usually how I try to set it up. So I'm taking every Saturday off at the house. Doesn't always work that way, and I'm persuaded by money. If I, like last weekend, I was up in Kansas City, and I had a load of boats going to North Carolina, so I took it. Good pay, had to do it. Ended up spending the weekend on the road, which had me getting back home on Tuesday, which is why I've been off, which is why I'm off now, as opposed to delivering on Friday and pick up another load. This is where I normally go wash my truck when I'm home. It's a little hole in the wall, actually, more of a wash out facility, but they do a good job, so I keep them some business. My AC, I've been running for about half an hour. Usually when I have it on full max like this, I get froze out, but that has not happened, so there is something. Granted, I only put so much in it, so it may not be. Oh no, usually there's never a line here. I might go up the road to a different place. Let's try this again. So this is a place that I used to go before I found out about that back of the parking lot car wash, truck wash. It's a little bit more expensive. It's a good little backup. Let's see if they are busy. right, there we go. My baby is washed and clean. Now, to do what I call the best method of dry cleaning, get up and run a bit. One thing that I have noticed in this truck is it has some leaks. I don't know if you can tell, but this streak right here, that's on the inside. You can see my fingerprints. A handful that's on the inside. Let me get going. So you can probably see once I hit the wipers. You can tell this drop right there. It's just a leak from within. A lot of times it'll spew in right here on both sides. Let me get this AC going. Give me some of that natural air drying. I just had a drop. When I hit that bump, I see fall here. Look at that. That's another thing on this truck that I need to get looked at, or get, it's not really that important. It doesn't really affect me in, you know, in the real life scenarios, only pretty much when I'm getting my truck washed. Like if you notice, I can't find the gear. If you notice, see those droplets on the passenger side, allow me to hit the wipers? Didn't even touch them. Now she's clean. Unfortunately, it's only the outside. My truck's a little dirty on the inside, but dirty or not, I'm gonna show you around, because the last thing y'all saw is when I bought it. So obviously I got rid of this mess, my trash can. Don't look at that. I've got this 3-in-1 Glanz microwave air fry convection oven that is too big to fit anywhere. So I ripped out the seat, built this little shelf. This normally isn't a big mess, but I haven't been on the road for a little bit, so a lot of these Gatorade bottles ain't been used. If you know why those are there, well, if you know, you know. I put a nice little rubber mat on here. Still things slide, so I put this microfiber cloth that actually holds my clipboard in place pretty good. I did get rid of the bottom half of that, like I said, and this is my fridge that I was talking about. Got its own little freezer, which I love because it keeps stuff. I mean, it's good to have a freezer out in the road that isn't one of those, that isn't one of those freezers that are just like a little tiny drawer that isn't even completely, you know, sealed up. It's just a little flappy door or whatever. So lighting still sucks. I need to do something about that. Like I said, don't mind the mess. I got these buckets. I put lights up here. There we go. I got these buckets here, these little bins that keep shit pretty organized. I got cleaning and medical, and then I got some more, like some stuff that I need for work that I might need for my truck or whatnot, wiring, stuff like that. Glad hand seals, box knife, and different stuff like that. This dry storage, I got my crackers, my bread, my cookies, stuff like that. Up here I got my PPE. Yeah, that's what that is. Here I got some, this food has been here for quite some time, but it's all cans and well, I don't know about that. That might have to go. But the cans, I know that'll last. And this is just random storage for shit that I just like never use. I got a heating pad. I got this right here, especially if you're flatbed, every driver needs, I feel. It's a printer. Gotta have a printer. You never know when you pick up these loads, these one-off loads that like someone bought something or something going somewhere that's not really documented that well. You can go print your own BOLs. Here, clothing. I built a shelf that is not secured by anything, but I cut grooves in there to land on the factory support. And again, I got another, oh, let me turn it, oh, I did turn the light off. There's another light here. I got another bin here with my sneezy paper, my face wipes, you know, mouthwash, scissors. I always need scissors. I'm in my late 40s now, and these things are well needed. Oh, this is my IRS drawer. This is empty right now, it seems. I've got stuff in the back, but this is normally where I have my 12-pack soft drinks, and I put my backpack there whenever I'm on the road. And a broom, which you can tell needs to be used. This, you know, here. This can get taken trash. This I need handy. This truck wash, IRS drawer. This was it's left over from not having any AC. This bottom clip broke, but these things, I need to replace that. These things are the best. Push in the button, pull it out, and it just keeps everything flopping open. Freezer, it's good to have freezer. I need to stock it up before I get back out on the road. This right here, I got my inverter in my dog box, and I got a wire ran to back there with two prongs. One of them has my fridge plugged up, and the other one has this plugged up, and I mounted it quite secure there. Got my microwave plugged in here, so I can boop, turn my microwave on and off. I don't need that running all the time, but it's a good access. It's got USB ports, which I never use because I have this where I stash my tablet all the time. I unplug that so I can take it with me. Turn this off. So yeah, that's pretty much a tour of the inside. Everything else is pretty much stocked the way it was. Let's go out here, take a look at the outside. I'm gonna go ahead and shut it off so I don't have that much noise. There's my van. So I have had a problem with my paint, you could tell, but what happens is it will start off like this, just a little rock chip, and then eventually, see how it's peeling? Eventually the wind will catch it and it'll get out of hand like this. This was the first one. It hit right there, and it just kept on peeling back and peeling back and peeling back, and you can see it was even wanting to keep going. But if you notice the little layer here around the outside of it, I had to go over here but that ended up falling off, so I went through here. This is clear nail polish, and ever since I've done this, I haven't had a problem with it peeling back. Now I need to hit that, and well, not that yet, but this I need to hit all that stuff with the clear polish. I also got a little bit of a coolant leak. I just washed this with acid, and you'll see from the other side that's perfectly clear. It was perfectly clear 30 minutes ago, but I got a leak of coolant coming from, see those two metal tubes that go across and straight up into rubber couplers or whatever. I don't know if my head is tilted right to where you can see it, but there's coolant leaking from underneath my cab. The headache rack, I had the flat one. My next door neighbor worked with me at the first company where I bought this truck from. We were both doing flatbed, and shortly after I bought this truck, he switched over from flatbed to dry van and said that his headache rack, this was his, matter of fact, he's right there, he's parked his truck. So he switched over to dry van, and that headache rack was getting in the way. It was too big. There's my old headache rack. So we did a little swapperoo, and it's perfect because I have no storage on this trailer. So this is perfect. Let's say I got to get rid of the trailer and get another one. No equipment to move. Yeah. I know I pointed out how this was chipping. It still is. I don't know if you can notice a line right here and a little bit of discoloration in paint. When I first got it, we repaired that initial problem where it was peeling and covered it with close match and paint. But that also, I think what the problem is this primer is no good. Or what? This feels smooth as can be, like a baby, even smoother than the paint. So there's that. I told you about this. So if you recall, the only damage I could find before was, and you can still see the remnants of it right here, but there was a line. I had a couple of months ago, someone back into me at a truck stop, and they came in all kind of weird and bit a couple of chunks out of here. I'll if I could find it, I'll add some footage right here. So you can see the guy to the right is trying to back in the spot. The spot, like my tractor and trailer, is aimed left, like it's a side 45 back. The prime truck is in the way, and for some reason, this guy figured he could jackknife his way in. You could tell that he gets out a couple times. It's sped up video, so I don't know if you can actually see him get out or not, but he does try to get out a couple times, and boom. This is when he looks over, he gets in his truck, and drives off. So they took it and taped it off and did the whole panel, repairing all of that, which also took care of that, which is great. It was awesome. The company that hit me did it outside of insurance, and it was quick and easy. I was off the road for only a couple days, and they paid me for being off and the repair. So aside from that, I mean, that's pretty much where I'm at. 2 years later, still strong working truck. I had maybe like, I don't remember, there was a sensor or something that got replaced. But aside from that, I've had no problems with the after treatment system. Right now I got 760 something thousand on it, on the odometer, and they say that that's about when you start seeing DEF issues. So that sun. So I'm not hoping for, but kind of preparing myself for potential DEF. You know, the big question: do I delete or not to delete? And the fact that I book my own loads and I'm only around this area most of the time, I don't have to go to California and, you know, different areas that are picky about it. I probably shouldn't have a problem deleting. Now I know that the DEF system is pretty much like a strangle on the motor. As soon as you delete it, get rid of the ERG and the after treatment system, that your truck can breathe better, more power, you don't have to buy DEF anymore, just different stuff like that. So I don't know, I'm gonna have to weigh all those things out whenever the time comes. Right now it's giving me no problems, so that is good. That is very, very good. So yeah, man, whenever I fix the other side, whenever that company fixed the other side, they charged me $2,000 for repair and finish. I wonder, man, getting the whole truck painted is freaking expensive, but I wonder if they can just take this panel, I don't know if it goes down that way or not, but take the panel and do a panel. Sometime later on I can come back and do the door, and then later on I can come back and do this other piece. You know, I don't know. I need to get a couple more caps. But yeah, I might talk a lot of shit about, you know, this, that, and the other for, like, you know, complaints about issues that happen with the truck. But I mean, that's just part of the job. And no matter how much I bitch, she's still my baby, and I love her. I love her almost as much as my motorcycles. Whoa, 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 whoa. What did I just say? I cannot believe I just said that. Okay. I don't know. This is a contingent relationship, okay? She brings me money. She keeps me fed. She keeps the motorcycles running. So, where do I tighten that up at? Oh boy. I guess that's gonna be loose for a while. Anyways, that's it. I'll see you on the next one. Peace. I'm up here in Michigan now, and I do not have to worry about being too hot. For one reason, well, it's not the same as it was down in Texas. It's a little bit warmer, or cooler, should I say. So earlier in the video I mentioned that I'll explain later why I messed up at that point. When I was adding coolant here, I was doing it wrong, because the way the system is set up, you got your high pressure side and your low side, and the low side, which fills in here, goes directly into the compressor. Whenever you're filling up like this is your dryer, your air dryer. It does not go there first and then there. So when I was filling this up and turning it and shaking it, instead of filling gas in here from it being upright, I was tilting it, and the liquid was going in here, and the liquid went straight into there, and it broke the main shaft. inside my compressor. And I did get that fixed since I'm up here. What initially started the problem wasn't this. This was me. What initially started the problem is the condenser itself, which is hidden back here. I can't show you right now. One of the inlets at the bottom was leaking. So that's where it initially started, was the leaking, and then me trying to fill, screw up the compressor. So that's how that worked. And it is freaking cold out here. Can't believe it. It's April the 2nd. Sheesh. And a quick little solution. Oh no, it fell. I don't know where it went. But a solution to this, I had, even the rubber piece is gone. I had a, where did it go? I kept the rubber piece on and put a, the microfiber cloth folded up, which gave it enough cushion. Oh, there it is. Gave it enough cushion to, to where it won't be flapping around and sounding like a wheel's about to fall off. So yeah, there's my little update.